So often in our lives, when God asks us to do something, we ask the question, why? Right? That sense of, okay, this is a new season you're inviting me into. God, why? This is a pain I'm experiencing. God, why? This is a challenge that I'm facing. Okay, God, why? As we get closer and closer to Christmas, even the reality of death, you say, God, why? God, why do you want me to do this? Why should I do this? Why should I say yes to this? You know, in the first reading and in the gospel today, there are these two stories of two men that God came to them and asked them to receive his message in faith. First is Manoah, the father of Samson, right, in the book of Judges. Here's the messenger of God who comes to Manoah and says, basically, your wife is going to conceive a child and he's going to be one of the redeemers of Israel, right? He's going to be one of the judges of Israel. He's going to be one of the saviors of Israel in many ways. And then in the gospel today, Luke chapter 1, we have the archangel Gabriel who goes to Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist, not yet though, and tells him that he and his wife are going to have a son in their old age. Now, Manoah believes, rejoices. For Zechariah, it's a little bit more of a challenge. For Zechariah, he doesn't understand what's going on, doesn't understand how this possibly could happen. He and his wife are of advanced years, and this just doesn't happen naturally. And that's the point. It doesn't happen naturally. This is going to happen supernaturally in many ways. And he asks, how can I know this? My wife and I are advanced in years. And something happens to him, right? He's struck dumb. He's unable to speak. And God's plans keep moving forward, but Zechariah is, in some ways, an observer, an onlooker, rather than an active participant in God's plan of salvation as it unfolds. Again, here's the question. The question keeps coming back. What do I need to do today to be ready to see the Lord face to face? You know, here's Manoah. He needed to move forward. Here's Zechariah. He needed to move forward. And they both of them needed to move forward before they understood why. And this is so critical for every one of us. We have to realize that action often precedes understanding. That when God calls us, he doesn't call us to understand why he's asking us to do something. He's calling us to move. Then when God calls us into a season, he's not calling us to understand what's going on, how it's going to happen, or why it's happening. He's calling us to act. Action precedes understanding. And typically, if you've ever been in that place, you realize that you actually can't understand why. You can't understand what, you can't even understand how this is going to happen until you've started to move. This is critical for every one of us to embrace. Action precedes understanding. So where is God calling you to move today? Or another way to ask it is, where is your foot on the brake when it comes to God's call in your life today? Where's that foot on the brake of like, okay, God, I don't know what you're calling me to do. I don't know how you're going to do this. Or God, I don't know why I'm in this place. How about this? What if we were to say what if I were to be able to offer to you an answer to why? This might not be the only answer. This might not even be a good answer. But a very real answer is this. Why should I move forward? Because the very good God asks me to. Why should I take this next step? Because God, who is love, asks me to. Why should I prepare my heart to be able to receive the Lord and see the Lord face to face when I die? Because the Lord asks me to. Why should I get up in the morning? Why should I pray? Why should I even keep trying? Because the God who loves you asks you to. And we might not know beyond that. How is this going to work and what's going to happen and why is this the case? But action precedes understanding. Move, and you'll know. Act, and you'll find out. Keep walking, and soon enough, you'll be ready to see the Lord face to face.
Standing face to face